What if a judge
You
didn't
might
just follow the law,
recognize this
but
man's
followed his
face.
heart? In a world filled
Take
with
another
harsh
look.
judgments and cold decisions,
Yep,
one man
that's him.
changed everything.
Well,
This is the story of a judge who didn't just deliver justice.
how old
He
is your
delivered
son?
compassion.
63.
Meet Judge Frank Caprio,
In a
known
world
around the
full of
world as the
bad
judge
news,
with the big
negative
heart.
stories,
Millions have
fighting
watched
and
his courtroom
suffering,
moments
one
online,
man shines
because
on
they're
social
dramatic,
media,
but because they're
simply
deeply human.
because of his kindness.
From forgiving
So
small
you thought the sign said
fines
yield?
to
No, I
listening
knew
to
it said
people's struggles,
stop.
his courtroom became a place of
Judge
hope,
Frank
not fear.
Caprio has become
Asterisk,
known
but
as
his
the
story didn't
judge
begin
with
in a
the big
courtroom.
heart.
I'm not
Frank
gonna charge you
Caprio
anything
grew
for
up
the
poor,
ticket.
Thank you so
the son
much.
of an Italian
Good
immigrant
luck.
milkman.
Thank you, sir.
His
Touching
father once told
millions
him
of people
something that would
online
shape his
with
life
his
forever.
acts of mercy
Someday,
and
you'll be a
compassion.
lawyer,
If you can give me
and
some
don't
time
charge
to
poor
pay it,
people
I'll
like us.
pay it.
The case
Those
is
words
dismissed.
stayed with him.
We appreciate
They
your
didn't
service
just guide
in
his
Vietnam.
career.
Thank you for your service.
They defined
Good
his
luck to you.
purpose.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Asterisk
Thank
on
you.
his very first day as a
Retired now,
judge.
he was
He
a
made a
judge for
mistake.
almost 40
A woman stood
years.
before him, angry, defensive,
I'm
struggling.
Colin Flynn, and I've come
punished
to the
her
US to meet Judge
But later,
Caprio
his
and
father
to
said
hear
something
his
powerful.
incredible story.
She wasn't disrespectful.
Judge Frank
She was
Caprio,
scared.
it's a pleasure to meet
That
you. How are
moment
you
changed
doing?
everything.
I'm doing fine.
Frank
Thank you for
realized.
asking.
Although living a
Justice
life
isn't
of
just about
luxury
rules.
today,
It's about
his
understanding
childhood
people.
could not have been more
Asterisk
different.
from that day forward.
I had the most
He
privileged
judged differently.
childhood I
He
could
listened.
imagine.
He
I had the
cared.
privilege
He
of being
showed
brought
mercy.
up poor. My
To
dad
some,
was an immigrant
a
from
fine
Italy.
was just money. But to others,
And we
it
were
meant
living in
not
what they
feeding
call
their
a
family
cold water
or
flat,
losing their
which meant
home.
we didn't have
So
hot,
instead of
hot running
power,
water.
he chose compassion.
And I remember I
Whether
probably
it was a
was 10,
struggling
12 years
student,
old.
a delivery
And for
driver,
some reason, one day,
or even a
he put his hand on my
96-year-old man
shoulder.
caring for his sick son.
And he said, someday you're
Judge
going to be a
Caprio
lawyer.
reminded the world, kindness
"And you
matters.
can't charge poor
Asterisk,
people like
even
us."
after decades on the bench.
And that had such an
and
impact
facing
on
his
me.
own
I never
battle
wanted
with
to be
cancer,
anything
his
else in the
message
world
never changed.
except an
Be
attorney.
kind. Be
Frank's
understanding.
father, Antonio
And never judge too
Caprio, was an
quickly,
immigrant from Italy
because
who
sometimes
worked as a milkman.
The greatest justice.
He would wake my older
is
brother and
simply
I up
showing
at 4 in the
mercy.
morning on some days to work with
Asterisk,
him
if
on
this
the
story
truck.
moved you.
I
Remember,
learned
kindness
one of the
costs
most
nothing,
valuable
but
lessons.
means everything.
Brother, when you would sit on the milk cart with him, boys, if you don't want to be on this milk cart for the rest of your life.
He'd do that at 4 in the morning, sometimes before school, you know, or in the summers. He'd wake us up, say, "Okay, guys, we're going to work." And we say, "Dad," I remember on the truck, he'd say, "If you don't want to do this the rest of your life, I better stay in school."
Frank listened to his father, went to law school and passed the bar in 1965 and then became a judge in 1985. But it was on his very first day as a judge that he learned a valuable lesson.
One of the first people who comes before me is this woman. And she's got a number of parking tickets. She was obstinate. She was insulting. I mean, she had very few redeeming qualities, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
And as much as I tried to help her, she wasn't taking it, right? So I'm just not paying, I'm just not paying. So finally, in desperation, I said, "I'm just charging you the full amount and your car's gonna get booted." But I thought I was pretty strong with her, you know. I was a bench, I was up here, I'm the judge. What do you mean you're not gonna do it? I'm ordering you to do it. So court's over, my dad comes in chambers. I said, "Dad, how did I do?" He said, "How did you do?" He said, "That woman." I said, "She was disrespectful, you know." He said, "She was scared." He said, "She's got 3 kids. How's she gonna feed those kids? You probably took money for dinner tonight."
For Frank, it was a wake-up call.
Because you're in a position of power, doesn't mean you have to use it against the people who don't have power. I think you have to, it's a balance.
And he realized most of those who appeared in his court were ordinary, hard-working people just trying to get by.
You have to deliver pizza, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you want it to be hot when you get it there, right? Nice and warm.
Yeah.
So you rush, you drive fast, right?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to say that.
Yeah.
You're a hard-working guy. Good luck to you.
And what might seem like a small fine to some was something many couldn't afford.
The court's going to charge you $170.
170?
$170.
That's a lot of money. Okay.
Probably means not feeding their children that night. Maybe it means they can't pay the rent, they're going to get evicted. You know, and that's why I always would inquire, you know. Tell me a little bit what's going on in your life. Where do you go to school?
Roger Williams.
What are you studying?
Engineering and math.
Frank Caprio became known as the judge who, even if you had broke the law,
realize the light later than I should have. So
He would listen and take her circumstances into account.
The fact that you're a student, and the fact that you get all these A's, I'm going to reward you for that, okay?
okay.
Okay.
When you started to become known as a compassionate judge, did you worry, Frank, about what will my colleagues think? Will they think I'm a weak judge in the system, that I'm not delivering the law of the
I
land?
never worried a second about it.
Didn't care.
And I know that many of them have expressed to me, how could you be so lenient? How could you be so lenient? It's very simple. I just place myself in the shoes of the person before me. And compassion is a very, very strong trait.
By simply asking people about their stories, Frank Caprio got a glimpse into the lives of so many, a masterclass in human nature.
I dealt with a domestic violence relationship. I ate a lot of those ways, running away from somebody that used to chase me with my daughter.
And the fact that a powerful judge was showing such compassion made for beautiful moments.
I'm sorry. I understand. I am live here in 3 years.
Well, welcome to America.
And that's when the videos of his cases were turned into a TV show, Caught in Providence, which then went online
And who's this little guy?
and reached the world.
Come up here. Bring him up here. I want to ask him a question.
It was always great to see when the children would come in and you would bring them up to the bench.
I'm going to ask you 2 questions, okay?
Innocent or guilty, what would the kids say?
Guilty or not guilty? What do you say?
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Well, you have a wonderful family. I'm going to give you credit for your good driving record back in Africa. Just trying to be decent with everyone. I never sat on the bench and thought that I was above anybody else, or that I was superior to them in any way, or that I never prejudged anybody.
You're a smart man. I guess that's why you sitting up there.
I wouldn't go that far. Maybe I just got a little lucky.
Yeah.
Another wonderful moment when the man was given a ticket, but his wife came in and said, "My name's on that.
I got the ticket. He was driving my car.
I didn't do it.
I'm not guilty.
He did it.
He did it."
He did it.
He is.
And I said to him, "Do you put up with this every day?" He said, "Yes." You go through this every day?
Yes, Your Honor.
We've been happily married for 43 years, right?
Yes, dear.
Matter is dismissed.
But out of all the cases over the years, there is one which stands out in Frank's mind. The moment a 96-year-old came into the court with an unpaid speeding ticket, the first one ever in his life.
Gentleman came in. He was in his 90s, charged with speeding.
I'm 96 years old and I drive slowly, and I only drive when I have to. I was going to the blood work for my boy. He's handicapped.
You were taking your son to the doctor's office?
Yeah, I take him for blood work every 2 weeks.
Well, how old is your son?
63.
Yeah.
He's got cancer.
You are a good man. I wish you all the best. I wish the best for your son, and I wish you good health, and your case is dismissed. Good luck to you, and God bless you. Thank you. I dismissed the case, obviously, and we became very friendly with Victor. Actually helped Victor celebrate his 100th birthday. We had a big party for him.
That's fantastic.
After 4 decades of helping others from his powerful seat up on the bench, Frank shocked his millions of fans around the world when he asked them for their help.
But I would ask each of you in your own way to please pray for me.
In December of 2023, Frank was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
I know that when you were diagnosed with cancer a few years ago, you put out a video message to your millions of fans asking them
Prayers.
prayers. Why did you ask for prayers?
I'm a firm believer in the power of prayer. I have pancreatic cancer. There is no cure for pancreatic cancer. And although I am being treated medically for it, there is no cure for it. I have a deep and abiding faith in the Catholic Church, in Jesus, in the power of prayer. I think it's my last hope. I think medically they've taken me as far as they can. And I feel the power of prayer is the hope that I have.
Frank says it's his faith in God that keeps him going, and the power of prayer from all of his fans around the world.
Do you miss the courtroom?
I do. I do miss the courtroom. I had a long run. When somebody comes in and they think the world is ending because of their issue, and I was able to help them and then see the relief in their eye, you know, and so I miss that. I miss helping people. You know, I keep repeating these words, but compassion and understanding, compassion and understanding.
Today, Judge Caprio is 88 and has just published a book entitled Compassion in the Courtroom, where he says his message is simple: be kind to others, be slow to judge, and always show mercy. In Miami, Florida, Colin Flynn for EWTN News in Depth.
Case is dismissed. Thank you, Leon. Good work.